Hi everyone, and welcome back to Faucets of Reality. I'm back, baby. Basically, I wanted to start this off kind of in a big way. I know I already made 8 episodes last year. I did get kind of lazy with it towards the end of the year, but I'm back with a new vision and a new plan. And I just want to reveal some things to you guys that maybe, I feel like I want to just put that out there in the universe, what my intentions are and where we're going with all of this.
Hello and welcome. My name is Dmitry Markolov, aka at Dmitry Make Love, and you're listening to an episode of Faucets of Reality, a show in which we explore, learn about, and grow our understanding of what it is to be human at this time. And with that, let's begin.
So first things first, Happy New Year, 2024. It's exciting. It's the year of abundance, infinite wealth, health, forever. Goes forever. Eternity. Right here in this moment, right now. Isn't it exciting to just even be a witness to it all? You don't even have to say anything. You don't have to put anything out there. You could just sit and watch, and that's enough. You're participating. You're lending your energy. It's great. It's a good thing. I just want to say that. So I guess. Yeah, it was over 5 years ago. I was really ruminating on the idea of the nature of reality. What is it really? I had a big thing about not listening to external sources, not listening to traditions or religions that have come before, because I wanted to do something new, something fresh. For me, like that feels good. It's always just felt good to do new things, to do something that it's never happened before. Like Terence McKenna talks about the universe being a novelty sustaining machine. So basically, that whatever is novel, the universe will uphold it and raise it all the way to the top. It will bless it. If it's truly novel, if it's new, and you think, I mean, this has been, um, this has been done many times in history, when a new invention will come out. I mean, think about like the car or the phone. We have these iPhones now, and they're like multimedia devices, and they do all this stuff. Or computers, at a certain, during a certain period of humanity, we didn't have this technology, and then came a time where either someone invented it or someone brought it forth, and it became something that now is ubiquitous. We all use it. We all use these things. I mean, not having a car is almost like, well, I don't have a car right now, but I'm doing that on purpose. It's intentional. Which brings me to so basically, yes, I was thinking about nature of reality, which is what this podcast really is about. We're going to be exploring different faucets of reality and facets, even, which is just another word for perspectives, the way I see it. So I think to really get to the truth of a thing, you have to be able to look at that thing from different angles. Because if you look at it just from your one perspective, you might not see the full picture, and it might not make sense even. But we're trying to make sense of it. We're trying to understand what really is important here. What are we doing here? What's the question? That's what I'm trying to understand. I hope you can join me in that journey. So I buckled down hard. I really cut away from everyone. I really just kind of got into this place where I was exploring kind of like basic like the basic principles of reality. And these five principles, they kind of came to me. They just made so much sense, that I've really internalized them for a long while now. I've written the book about it already. I just, it's just something that I want to do right. So I don't want to just put it out there. Speaking of books, it has been almost a year. I mean, I think I put these out last time. It was about either April or May. I did those last 8 episodes, and then I kind of took a pause. Took a little break. A lot of stuff going on in my life, so you know how it is. But basically, I did release my first book last year. I'm sure some of you may have heard this already. It's a book of my poems, of the best poems I've ever written. Trust me, I've written a lot, but I basically condensed it into, the cream of the crop, only the best for you, for the audience, for you, the person watching, listening to this right now. It's not just for everyone, it's for the people meant to hear this. And if you're listening to this, you were meant to hear it. There's something in here that's going to be specifically for you, and it's going to open something up in you. Some kind of a new feeling. So, yeah, I did release my poetry book. Definitely let me know if you want a signed copy. I'll still be sending those out to anyone who wants it. It is called Undone, a book of poems, and it's also available on Amazon. I did the whole thing myself, designed it, published it, wrote it. I did everything. I did the whole thing myself, and I'm very proud of it. So again, like that, for me, my whole life, that purity of expression has been very important. I think that we live in a time now, more than ever before, where your expression can be unique. It could be exactly what you want it to be. This is why I'm shifting gears a little bit. I think some of you might have seen this coming already, but I'm going to be going towards more art things. And yeah, I mean, my idea right now for it is kind of really big. So I will, reveal it little by little as we go. But the first thing to know is that, yeah, no, I keep getting sidetracked. I got to tell you these five principles, but it's okay. I mean, as long as we have the basic points we want to make, we'll just keep coming back to them. It's okay to wander a little bit and explore and see what happens. Experiment a little bit, do a little something different that you're not used to. Explore the unknown. Be okay with not knowing and just existing, just purely, we are here right now. So, just want to again reveal these five principles of mine, which I mean I live by. This is something that came to me. I did it myself, and I trust it. Therefore, external sources, I don't always know if I can trust it or what the hidden intentions are and things like that, but I can trust myself. I can bet on myself. And you can too. So basically, here they are, the five principles. The very first one that really sparked everything is this huge realization I had that all is one. You take some psychedelics, for example, you feel like everything is connected. You have this, it's one of the most profound feelings that I feel it's echoed through, a lot of people who go into reality bending experiences. I mean, the one thing that holds it all together is that it's all connected somehow. That is what I mean by all is one. And it doesn't run contrary to anything. It is, I believe, the highest truth of this reality. It's that we're all together, that it's all a flow, and it all comes back full circle. I think this is so important. I think only from that first principle of all is one can anything else happen. All the other wisdoms come from that. All knowledge, all light, all being, all love comes from the fact that it's all one. There's one love, one God, one heart, one people. We're all together. I think some of us, maybe we have forgotten that. And I think a lot of the, atrocities and a lot of the bad things that happen in the world come from forgetting that, from just kind of purposely denying that, purposely saying, no, it's not all one, and then it's like, I'm the most important thing and everyone else can like bow before me or something, and that's not right. We gotta give everyone the same space to let them be a vessel for the divine to come through. This is a point I'll be hitting a lot in the coming weeks, months, years, for the rest of my life. I mean, I've never had a tattoo, but this is something I might actually tattoo onto myself. Because all is one. That's the first principle. It's the first thing to understand. All is one. IO. That's the abbreviated version. And to just put it into one sound, it's IO. AIO. IO. And the symbol for it is this right here, which is the alchemical symbol for the sun. It's just a circle with a dot in the center. To me, this encapsulates this idea that all is one. And this is my first EP, by the way, my first 5-track album that I made. And then I was very kind of shocked, not shocked, but pleasantly surprised that Rick Rubin came out with a book recently. Oh, I have it right here. And he had this exact symbol on the front of his book, and it was just so synchronistic. Here it is. Here's the book. I have it right here. It's an amazing book. This guy is just hugely inspirational for me, at least, and I know for a lot of people, and I just can't get enough of like his wisdom. He's been through it all, through the whole creative process, and this is where I'm going to be going more towards. Okay, so next things next. Let me just run through these real quick, and then we can go ahead. Okay, so understanding all is one, you're basically safe for anything that happens because you know your enemy, love your enemy, right? Like Jesus said that. Love your enemy because your enemy is you. But there is this, after that, there's this other, and so I was thinking about it and I was trying to understand how can all be one, and yet there seems to be two sides to things. Yet still, this is another kind of thing that I couldn't understand for a long time. I knew that all was one, and yet there's day and night. There's There's man and woman. There's hot and cold. There's up and down. Everywhere you look, there's a polarity, it seems like. And I'm not saying this to scare anyone. Like, there's good and evil, you know, I mean, we wouldn't know what good is without there being bad. And it's not that it's bad, like we should stay away from it or shun it. No, it's just misunderstood. It's never truly bad when you actually come to have a conversation and you join that good and the bad. You have a conversation between them, you flow energy, and then you understand that, like, well, from their perspective, you know, like, they're good and we're bad. So it's like to say that, you know, oh, I'm good and then they're bad, you know, it doesn't make sense. And ultimately it doesn't facilitate a better world. That's what we're here to do. We're here to make the world better any way we can, you know, like leave better than found, I think is a great wisdom. So I came upon this. So basically, the way I've explained it through these principles is that although all is one, there is an illusion of separation. That is the second principle. The illusion, separation illusion. So basically, anything that is separated just seems to be it. They're really in a dance. It's not really separated. There's not really a separation. The illusion is the separation. The illusion of the world, the illusion of the world that we created. It necessarily depends on separation. Like something that struck me, I heard someone say a few months ago that for creation to happen, there has to be some separation. And it kind of struck me because, you know, we think of separation as bad, you know, or something, but like it had to happen, you know, we had to have been removed from our home, so to speak, removed from our family. We had to have been separated in order to find out and to create who we really are, to be in that space where it's just you and it's like, what do you want to do? You know, it's like a blank canvas, a blank page to do anything you want. Like the Jack Kerouac quote where he says something to the effect of that I saw a glowing empty page before me and I realized I could do whatever I wanted. I think that's closer to reality than, you know, than most things maybe. Whatever anyone told you, whatever you learned from anyone else, it's never complete. It's never full. You know what I'm talking about. The only way to get a complete, full understanding is to do it yourself, to do the work yourself, to create it the way you think it should be. So separation is illusion. As long as you remember that second principle, that whatever is removed is not really removed because everything is one. But for the time being, it has to appear that way in order for the world to exist at all. It has to appear that way. You understand? Nothing is really that solid, it turns out. Things flow in and out. They come and go. You know, like you know, quantum mechanics. Like that's what they're kind of like. Whoa, like how can something exist and not exist at the same time? Or how can something like exist here and like billions of miles away and still somehow resonate with each other? So it just goes to show, I think, that, you know, space is an illusion. Separation in other words. So, I mean, this whole thing turns out to be an illusion of your making. You're making this right now. You're choosing to believe, to listen, to hear, and you don't have to even listen to me, honestly. Don't believe what I say. Just as long as you're exploring it, I mean, I think that would make me very happy. Like, as long as you're just doing a little bit, exploring, going a little bit past, your comfort zone and what have you, you're slowly but surely expanding who you are and what we're here to do. And you're letting more light in. Let's put it that way. So after, separation is illusion, the next thing is the third principle, which is my principle of truth. It's been such a big question that I was trying to figure out was, what is truth? People throw it around so much. Oh, truth, that's not real or whatever, and oh, we gotta get these fact checkers to check these facts, because that's not true. It's like, man, it's hard to say, isn't it? What really is true? And again, it just goes to say, be comfortable with living in the unknown. I think it's so important. We don't know all that much, do we? We just kind of like say things. We just express these energies, these feelings that come through us. They come from somewhere, and then it's like we have a choice to either say it or to hold it in and to not, And I'm all for just letting it spill out. Say it exactly as it comes to you. It's not about perfection. It's about the intention behind it. So, my third principle is about truth, or rather, one balanced and expressed transcends illusion. Woo. So it's or rather, short, to put it in the short words, obeti, obeti. It's like this, obeti. It has to do with the throat chakra, which is about speaking truth, and also creativity. So basically, to boil it down, anything that's true is something that's going to pierce through the illusion, and it's going to point back to the fact that all is one. So whatever, struggle, whatever battle, whatever war you're going through, internally or externally, whatever, two sides are fighting and there's tension, what will help you is a remembrance that all is truly one, that this is just an illusion. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, which I don't know if you ever read, but it's such a good book, where, Krishna says that it's like there's two wars fighting, there's two families, like cousins are killing each other, and in the middle of this war, this one of the soldiers, he breaks down. From what I remember, he breaks down. He says, "Why are we doing this? This is so like ridiculous. I don't want to fight. I don't want to kill. I don't want to do this anymore. This is so ridiculous." He had this epiphany, and he just fell down. Just it was like pointless. And in that moment, Krishna appeared to him. That moment, Krishna told him, remember, this is all just a play. That we chose these roles. We knew it was going to be like this. And we came down, and we're just playing our sides, Like, again, in martial arts, this is such an understood thing where, you bow before and after fighting. Or, you say namaste, right? Which is like, my soul recognizes your soul. It recognizes that we are one. That there is no separation between us, really. I think that's very, again, like, this has been said many times already. I mean, I'm just saying it again. I'm just saying it in my way, in my novel expression of the thing which we're all a part of, you know. It's like we are unique. Each one of us is unique, and each one of us needs to unleash that that personal, pure beauty of expression that's within you. That the world is knocked down or whatever. You know, the world. That's it's part of the illusion. You know, remember the truth, Obeti, that all is one. There is no separation. There is no two sides. It's just a game. It seems that way. Any kind of entertainment needs two sides. It needs, you know, the performers or whatever is being shown, and it needs the audience. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist. It needs an audience. It needs a witness. Otherwise, there would be no point in even having the performance to begin with. So, I mean, you know, I'm just pointing to, like, it just seems like, you know, Shakespeare was right. This is all just a theater, and we're all just mere actors, and, you know. Um, then moving on, so, I mean, those are the three, I think, the most important ones, and there's two more on top of it. So, four elements form illusion, or Pfeffi. This is kind of like an earthy one, basically because it just kind of points to how to exist within the illusion and to build things in the illusion. So create kind of like more illusions on top of the big illusion or something. In other words, this is like a raw material. This life, this world, this energy. It's like raw material, and you can take it and you can do something with it. You can build. You can create. You can make things in this kind of sandbox that we're in. You know, I go outside. I could like pick up a rock and throw it. Right. Nothing's stopping me from that, and it's one of the building blocks of creating your reality, which is really an illusion. So, I mean, just to say that things aren't actually so solid as we thought, you know, as maybe, you know, science has us believing, or whatever, whoever it is who's trying to make us believe that, you know, things are like this and they can't be changed. No, they can always be changed. People change, life changes every day. There's new things, people create new things, people make art, you know. This world is moldable. You can always change it into something different. You have to just work with it. You have to just like take it for what it is. And I think like these 5 principles are going to really help empower people. That's my goal for it. It's my intention, is that I can give something novel to the world that will help people to express themselves, help them bring in more light into this world, more high vibrational energy. Um, yeah, so the 4 elements form illusion. We know what the 4 elements are, right? It's air, fire, water, and earth. Which kind of, they also kind of go into the 4 first principles. All is one is air, separation illusion is fire. Then Obeti, or truth, is water. And the 4 elements form illusion, that's earth. So it's kind of like the building blocks on top of which everything rests, or, you know, it's kind of like Legos or something. Like you're just taking these pieces, you're putting them together to make like a bigger construction. That's the four elements. They basically make up everything in the whole universe. And it's really good to get to know those 4, to get to know their qualities, how they feel, where they are, what function they serve. It's like layers of reality. You know, you go from the finer air all the way to the gross earth, you know. Alright, so again, I'll be going into this more. I did write this book Not ready to release it yet, but hopefully soon. Right. Finally, the last principle of the five. This one is also kind of really important, and I think that it kind of sums up everything very well. So it's what it is it's called access higher self universally. So you access your higher self anywhere you are. You always have access to your higher self, which is a whole idea in and of itself. But it's like we are here in our lower selves in material world, so to speak. But likewise, there's a higher self that you are also. It's a way to explain it. It's kind of like you at your most evolved, like at the end of your whole spiritual evolution, you're gonna be there just as like a being that knows everything, that has no limitations, basically. It knows your whole history. It knows what's gonna happen. There's no time. It's always available to you. This power. I think that it's very important to not just find that connection, but to strengthen it, to maintain it, to always be connected to who you really are, who you are becoming, who you always were. We've been dropped into this illusion. We're in the illusion right now. But don't forget why you were born to begin with, why you materialize. Um, that's what I would say. So you always have access to this kind of guidance. It's the best way to put it is guidance. If you're ever in a bad situation, you don't know what to do, you can always call upon your higher self. Your higher self is always there for you. It is, it's beyond the most loving thing you've ever experienced. It's you. It's that part of you that protects you and to make sure that, you're on your way, that you're safe and protected. Your higher self is like your super conscious, it's like it has access to all information ever, including, other people, other times, other places. So, I mean, it kind of ties back to the all is one thing, except this is more like a personal connection to to that self that is always there, that isn't fragmented in any way, that isn't divided or polarized or anything. It's whole. It's at the end of your evolution, it's right before you, I guess, go back into the great light. I think something like that. um, so, in other words, yeah, your higher self, definitely find it and maintain that connection. Because I also think like it would explain like psychic phenomenon, like being able to see like clairvoyance, clairaudience, what is it? Clairsentience, I think, clairpresence, like knowing things. You don't know how you know it, but you just know things. Like that's your higher self sending you messages. And also that is what intuition is. That's what emotions are too. It's messages from your higher self. So I think it's so important to have that connection to begin with. And it's something that it's not that it's removed from you, it's always been there. It's your guiding force. It's who you really are. I mean, when people say, they want to be close to God or Jesus or all these other like entities, you don't need none of that. You just need your own higher self. You need the higher self that you are. You need your divine nature to step into this world. That's what we're aiming for. It's not gonna be some, from the outside. It's not gonna be something you read in a book. It's not gonna be something someone tells you. It's not going to be what I tell you. I mean, I'm just expressing my experience and things that I've learned. And if this sparks even a small thing in you, like, follow that spark. Go towards it for yourself. Not, not for me, not for your parents, not for society, but you have to find it for yourself. And it's like you already know it's not difficult. It's like it's already there. And it's so simple. It's the simplest thing. You just have to be able to just sit still and kind of like quiet your mind. Like if you can do that, you will have direct access to that divine higher self. Anyways, I could go on and I will go on, but for now, I think this is kind of running a little long and just good. I think the longer the better. I am hopefully I'll be doing more of these, and I will have guests on here. Possibly even next time. I have a few people that I'm talking to who seem interested. So I want to have artists on here. I want to have deep thinkers and philosophers and any creative people, musicians. I really want to get into people's individual perspectives as well as their process of creation and materializing. I think that is the most interesting thing to me. It's like, how do new things happen? Where do they come from? Like something new. Like, where does it come from? Like, there's nothing new under the sun, right? But then it's like, but there's new music out there that I've never heard before, or there's new paintings that I've never, I could never imagine myself. Like, how does that happen? There's like a mystery there that I want to really get deep into. I want to really pierce this, and more than that, my greatest intention is to help others make art. That's what I'm gonna be. It's kind of my vision now. Is I want to help you make art. I want to help you get that pure expression of who you really are and to put it out into the world. Just that. Not for anything, not for expectations, not so they like you or something like that, but just for your own soul's good feeling, to put it bluntly, or to put it simply. Yeah. So, just a few more points is that although we are all creative and we're all creating every single second, we're creating our lives. What art is intentional. So you do it on purpose because you want to. Because you chose to create this thing. Okay, so even though everything is creative, and yes, we're all artists and we're all creative, and we're all constantly, like coming up with words to say or how we look at something. I want to kind of like take a step back and like look at those processes more in order to intentionally create the whatever it is that you want to make, which is could start with like a small little poem or something, and then you could record a song. You can create an album, you can put on a show, you can change the world, like quite literally. You can become the person that you know yourself to be through this process of creation. So it has to be intentional. That's my point, is that you have to intend to do it, you have to want to do it. So I think it's important. Basically, like I said, I'm going to be shifting gears here in this podcast towards more of like an art-centered space, and I am going to start basically. I want to help. I want to facilitate people to create art. I want to help them remove any blockages that they have and to just express what's on their heart, fully, like express it however it happens. And I want it to be real. I don't want it to be obstructed by anything. I want to open up the way. I want to open up the path for those higher energies to flow into this world. That's what we need more and more now. Um, so, I originally started this as like a philosophy podcast where we're going to be exploring the nature of reality. It still is that. Um, Except now we'll be using art as a vehicle into exploring the nature of reality. So, what's better than exploring what all this is than art? Art. Let me say it again, art. Okay. Thank you for being here. If you would like to be on this podcast, just have a conversation with me. I'll probably ask you some questions. You can ask me some questions. Or, it'll be easy. Let me know. Let me know. Email me. I'm right here. If you have my number, reach out, text me, call me. DM me on Instagram, Dimitri Make Love, DimitryMakelove. Find me on the intrawebs. And a lot of good things on the way. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you're feeling the abundance already. It's gonna be a good one.
Hey, you made it to the end. You get a gold star. Seriously, thank you so much. You are supporting what I am doing here just by listening, and I appreciate that a whole lot. Ever since I can remember, and it feels like forever, I have been fascinated with what all this is. Being, life, and the nature of reality in general. It is now my hope to traverse these different facets and expand consciousness together with you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here. If you find that you enjoy listening, please subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and/or comment, as it shows the algorithm what I'm doing here is truly worthwhile and helps me reach more people. And if for any reason you wish to reach out, I am on Instagram at Dimitri Make Love. That's DimitryMakelove. Have an amazing day. Remember, all is one. IO. And until next time.